Hello, today we are going to be paying a visit to an ancient wood, Hurstwood. And when we get there, we're going to be figuring out why they call ancient woods, well, ancient. Today's walk is about 7k. It's a bit of a short walk, but it's quite nice to have those short ones in there. So for those of you of an intermediate fitness, you can expect to be completing this walk in about an hour and a half. For those of you who don't have that fitness, you should be putting aside about 2 hours for this walk. But it's pretty beautiful. So let's get off to Hurstwood now. As you can probably tell, it is a bit windy out here. That is because we have Storm Amy with us. Probably seen it on the news, and she's blowing a hoolie. It's a bit more sheltered from the wind here. So with this walk, obviously I've said it's 7k. It will be taking us just on the outskirts of Tunbridge through Rusthall and then back in, obviously via Hurstwood, which is our main attraction for the day. So we have just entered into Hurstwood. You go down this path and then we're going to turn left and go into the main part of Hurstwood. So lovely wood this. It actually was endangered, had been all destroyed at one point until it was bought out by Tunbridge Wells Borough Council, and they are now protecting these woods. It's really boggy here because it has been raining a lot. So it's now a protected woodland under the Woodland Trust, which is good news for everyone really. Although Tunbridge Wells Borough Council owns the woods, it is actually run by Paddock Wood Council. So they're working together to make sure that the woods stay as lovely as they are. So I've just come off the pathway just so I can chat to you about the ancient wood in the middle of the ancient wood. So I'm going to make a little chair out of 2 pieces of metre-long paracord. I found this piece of branch just resting on the floor, and I'm going to make a little bench out of it with 2 trees. So if you just watch what I do, it's nice and simple, nice and easy to do. These are the 2 trees that I'm going to make my seat from. Get 1 piece of paracord and tie a knot at one end. Loop it round this tree, thread it through itself until I've got a little loop in which I insert one end of this log through. Just make sure it's high enough so it's not going to break any branches on there. And then we're going to do the same on the other side with the other piece of paracord. Wrap it round the tree, thread it through, and then pop that end of the tree through the paracord. Once it's on, it makes a nice sturdy seat for you to sit on. What is an ancient wood? An ancient wood in general terms is a wood that has existed since the 1600s. Now that can either be in England, Wales or Northern Ireland, and a little bit later in Scotland. How can we tell that these are ancient woods? So since the 1600s, that is when maps started to become reasonably accurate, and you can see on these early maps that there actually has been woodland in those areas. So we know from then this has been a wooded area, which is quite remarkable really. As these areas have kind of been untouched by human development, they have really complex communities of plants, fungi and other microorganisms, therefore become a really biodiverse place. So how can we tell, other than on the maps where they have been ancient woods in 1600s and we know that, how can you tell if it's not indicated that an ancient wood is in fact an ancient wood? And you can do that by spotting different species of plant in that wood. And these are called ancient woodland indicators. So some of these plants you will be well aware of, especially if you live in England and Kent. The southeast of England is the bluebell. Also the wood anemone, which is a white flower with 5 petals and comes out really early spring. I know Hurstwood definitely has bluebells in it. All of these plants are indicators that it is an ancient woodland. Not always, in all cases, obviously bluebells grow elsewhere, but it's a very good indicator that it is an ancient wood. Now obviously I have just scratched the surface of what makes ancient woods ancient. But there are other really good reasons why we need the ancient woods. They are carbon eaters, so they are super important for climate change as well. Ancient woods make up about 25% of all the woodland in the UK, but ancient woods hold up to 37% of the carbon. So they are doing some really heavy lifting there. Our ancient woodlands are actually under threat. Once vast woodlands now only cover 2.5% of the UK, and that's from people felling them, redeveloping the woodlands. So there is great work in protecting these woodlands. You know, developers are felling the native woodlands and planting new woodlands, and they're non-native to the UK, like conifers and such like. So it really is destroying our biodiversity. But ultimately, if you do want to know more about our woods and how to help protect them and be a part of the bigger plan, then if you just go to the Woodland Trust site, they've got all the information on there, and yeah, you can do a bit of reading up yourself. And that is exactly what we're talking about. That fallen branch there holds different types of fungi and helps with the biodiversity. And even this one here, it's been chopped off, but it's just got loads of different bits of fungi growing all over it. It's quite remarkable. Literally all over this branch. Crazy. That particular mushroom or fungi is called a sulphur tuft. It is poisonous. Do not eat it, because it can cause all sorts of tummy upsets, and we don't want that, do we? It's almost always found in any woodland, and as we've just seen, it grows on stumps and broken down pieces of tree, and that's where it generally grows. But yeah, don't eat it. It's not good for you. So we've now left Hurstwood behind us, just about to go through Rusthall and then into Tunbridge Wells. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed this little walk. Again, don't forget to subscribe. like this video and hit the bell button, and we'll see you on the next walk. This walk has taken me a little bit longer because I've stopped, recorded some stuff, and you know how it is. More goes into making a video than just going on the walk. But if I was to do the walk without stopping, it would be about an hour and a half-ish. Last little bit of scenic walking before we hit the main road and head back into town. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.